Okay, folks, it's about 8:30 a.m. on Sunday, July 15th, 2018, and this is the finished smoked pork belly. I temped it at 141 degrees after about 2 hours of cooking. Smoking, the temperature was anywhere between 250 and 350 on this meat almost the whole time. And so yeah, we're gonna cut into it. This is a whole pork belly. My first time doing it. It was room temperature when the cooking process started. I like cooking from room temperature because it takes less time and hopefully the meat cooks more evenly. So we're gonna cut into it and see what we can come up with. So this is the side nearest to the camera. It's been resting for maybe 15 minutes, 20 minutes. And this is a first for me, so let's give it a go. Now the skin is kind of rubbery. It's not like crackling because it hasn't been subjected to a high heat. But let's give it a go. Okay, so obviously the skin, tough to cut into. We can make a dagger there. Ooh. Smells good. You can smell the wood smoke. A lot of fat in here under the skin because this is pork belly. Let's make another slit. Should be easier to cut from the other side. But that looks pretty good for the outside. See how much fat is there under the skin. And I cooked this entirely fat side up so that it would hopefully baste the meat underneath the fat. Here's the slice that I cut. Okay. Now, let's cut that. All tough because of all the skin and everything. Needs a little more salt. There's so much fat here that chewing it is not as easy as chewing meat. It's actually a little tough on the outside, the meat, just because this is a big cut of meat and this is going to be a higher temperature than the interior. So let's try this. This is here. You can see some skin and fat. Okay, so the fat is inedible, and the skin is like rubber. Okay. Now let's flip this bad boy over. Okay. And let's see what kind of angle you got. So now what let's do is let's cut into the middle of this. I want to make sure that the temperature is right. Feels nice, pretty good to the touch, especially in the center. It's softer in the center than on the outside, of course. So let's go for it. And it's easier to cut from the underside, of course, because the skin is on the opposite end. It's very juicy on the inside. Just gotta puncture that skin. And let's give you a shot. So this is pork belly, smoked. It was 13.25 pounds before it was cooked. I don't know the current weight, but excuse me, this is the final product. You can see it's still juicy. Temperature looks to be almost nailed, actually. So what let's do is let's take a piece from the interior, like bacon, thin. Cuts nicely, cuts well. As you can see, the skin's a little tough, of course. Okay, so this is what you get when you think of bacon. American bacon, that is. Okay. Let's give this a whirl. A lot of fat in here. You can see how much fat there is to meat. A lot of fat. Let's give it a whirl. So there's so much fat in there that it really needs to be crisped up in the pan like traditional bacon. Yeah, needs to be crisped in the pan. This has a little more meat on it than the other piece. So let's take a hunk of this. Yeah, it's a little meatier. Has a better consistency. Yeah, better balance of meat to fat. So this, because there's so much fat in here, it looks like it'll probably have to be crisped up in the pan. But there you go. That is fresh whole pork belly smoked on my charbroil smoker. Thanks for watching.